parenting. Parenting is one of the first times that you would really see control, because a parent loves their child if they have one, or their children if they have many. And you love your children, you love your child. So you don't want any harm or danger to come near them. So you have to control the environment in which they're in. So constantly, it seems like it's okay in this instance, provided that the children are still of age for you to try to control. That's speaking from young babies. You have to control the environment. You can't just leave infant on a bed knowing that the infant is 2 to 3 months and they can flip over and leave the room, because the child could flip out of the bed, and then Lord have mercy. So you have to control the environment. So what do? You buy a playpen, you buy a cradle, you buy a bassinet, you buy a swing. You do things to make sure that if you do leave the room, a stroller, that you can, make sure that the child is secure. So you control the environment. Then when the child becomes of age and starts to toddle around, you control the environment in another way. You buy the sockets, you close them up so they can't get electrocuted. You make sure that there's nothing on the floor, because they're mobile now and they're moving all around, and you got to give them a little bit of freedom. So you control the environment. Then you try to control the behavior by speaking to the child constantly and letting them know, that's not the way you do that. You shouldn't do that. I'll slap you in the back of your head if you do that. So, LOL. Let's not act like we don't say that to our children. Okay? So, we're going to keep it real. Stylin with Monica Lynn, we're always going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. No one's perfect. So we don't always say, oh, my lovey, don't do that, please. You say, I'll slap you in the back of your head if you don't stop. And some parents will say, you better stop that shit. I'm going to slap you in the back of your damn head. And then slap them. You got some parents that will throw the shoe, ricochet, old school. And they don't even move. They just say, you better stop. And if you don't stop, the shoe is flying across the room. And they don't even move. But anyway, that's old school. So parenting skills, they definitely going to implement that is some type of control that the parent has to initiate from the very beginning, because the child needs and the child wants, and the parent is the one that gives the child what they need and what they want. So now with control, you have children that could be very manipulative. Okay? They will just basically try to trick you, and this is their personality from young. They will try to trick you out of your laws that you laid down in the house. And you will see that skill in them from young, and you'll be like, if you have multiple children, you know what I'm talking about. You always got one child in the bunch that will test you, that will be a little arrogant, a little standoffish, a little cocky, and also in some way, shape, or form remind you of yourself when you were that way. Because we do evolve as humans. We do change our point of view. We could start out one way and then end up totally another way. And that's okay, because that's life. That's growing. That's maturing. That's evolving. So with that being said, there's always one child that's going to push your buttons. And then they're going to challenge you on every hand. It's almost like you want to go back to the drawing board and say, what the hell did I draw? Because this child came from you. This is flesh of your flesh, blood of your blood. So you're looking at this child bewildered, like, how is this possible? Like, wow. And then you go back and you say, but I've never done nothing like that to my mom or dad, so I don't get it. But control, even in children, you can see it from young. I want this. Now, you might have 2 children. You go to the store, you'll say to the child, Mommy can't afford this right now. And then one of the children will say, okay, Mommy. Like, they'll act like they understand. So at this point, you realize with this child, you can reason with this child. This child is understanding reason. Now, you'll say, well, how old are they? I'm saying a year apart. Okay, one is 7 and one is 6. And then you say to one, and both of them actually at the same time, Mommy can't afford this right now. They both hear it. We continue to walk through the store. I buy only the things that I need, necessities. So at this point, the dominant child will challenge you. The other child that you just explain with both of the children there, you explain to them both that Mommy didn't have it right now. We just have to buy essentials. And the dominant child is going to challenge you. The other child is going to be like, okay, I get it. Mommy can't do it right now. I understand. The other child is going to challenge you. Now, that child is going to have a scene, have a fit, if you don't get what they want. Now, for instance, with this hypothetical situation, you say it to both children. You've done shop through the whole market. You're on your way to checkout. You have one child on the side on the left of you. You have the other child on the right of you. At this point, you pass things that consumers do on purpose. They put these little items down low, the height of the child. So all the candy and bubble gum and cookies and toys are, like little toys, are there so that they can see them and torture your life out of you. I want that. So the dominant child heard the announcement. They got the memo. They heard it, both of them. But the dominant child choose to ignore the fact that Mommy can't do it right now. Mommy can't do it right now. So they have a tantrum, thinking that if they cause a scene, they could control the situation. Now, by controlling the situation, they make a scene, they pressure the parent. The parent says, oh my God, let me just get it. Now, this is not all parents. It's not. But I would say, I want to say 75% of parents, it's over 50, that might give in and say, oh man, should I just get it? How much is it? If you hear the parent say, how much is this? Then they're contemplating actually buying it, irregardless to how tight their budget is. Now, if and this is funny. Now, if the response is it's a high amount, she might snap out of that embarrassment and say, oh, hell no, I'm not buying that. Are you crazy? Can you eat plastic men? Because at this point, that's what it was. It was those bag of plastic little army men, and the child fell out for it. I want it now. Oh my God, I want it. And tried to fall down. Well, the mother kindly picked up the child, snatched him up. Basically, she could have pulled his arm out of his socket. But see, this was back in the day. Now, you got alphabets, A, C to the S, that will come and put you in a vest, okay? You will be locked the hell up, or all of your children will be taken out. Your whole life will just be in a basket, a hell basket. You just like going all the way to hell in a basket. So you feel like, oh my God, no. So you really have to understand control. That's in children. Moving along.